but doesn't like to go for that route. So instead of anything else we've mentioned, it's an Eve.
With a against a lineup with a Matilda?
Probably with
The Team Liquid Philippines and defending
Welcome to
champions
Mobile
up against
Legends.
RSG Philippines. Leo and Naisu bringing you the action. Joseph, is this the first mid-lane Matilda we've ever seen? All season long?
All season long? I think so, man. I can't recall the last time we saw a mid-lane Matilda.
It feels weird to me.
It does, but, you know, in the hands of Sanji, we'll see how he plays this out. We're already used to seeing most roamers play Matilda pretty aggressively. But this time in the hands of Sanji, we'll see how they respond to already their early aggression coming out from RSG just for the orange buff. So a flicker already burnt. Rest of the team, Sanford's got to make his way to allow Zyda to get his buff safely right now, because even Light obviously staying around, takes a couple of shots, gets thrown in the air, and the first blood goes to TLPH.
With nothing to show for it, too. RSG with a stolen Khalid, looking to pressure. Daddy JP just forced him to back off. Didn't even use the flicker. You see this? Yeah. It's still a fresh flicker on this Tigreal. And Ira did go ahead and steal away a little bit of Zyda's camp, nullifying that first blood drawn onto Light. But here's the thing. Looking at TLPH's lineup, I can see their damage coming from duo. Oh, wait.
Okay, JP. Right, going right for Irad. Good thing he gets away, as you were saying.
TLPH's damage coming from two solid spots right now. It's not from Sanford, it's from Zyda and from Benny. That's it. Really, you expect this Julian to burst down.
Yeah.
Again, what was the reaction? Whoa! You expect him to do that?
What they do to his damage?
When Sanji and JP, ask those questions, right? When Sanji, JP, and Sanford find a CC, or from Benny later on. And that's two solid sources of damage with a great damage profile. DPS on Benny, that's true damage, and then burst magic on Zyda. So that's what they're working on. That's what their curve looks like.
And right now it's Light just trying to be a nuisance. The Morgan joined the fight too. They go in. Zyda goes in, cleans up the turtle. Fight's still going to break out. The focus in, but again, a flicker. There's the circling eagle as Irad gets taken out of the jungle under the purple, and they actually keep going as another body falls. Sanji finally goes down as well, but they're going to push two down of RSG. Plus, look for more. JP gets the implosion and brings Light back.
They ain't done, and now they're going to steal away Irad's purple. And why it works is because in the absence of either, right? Without the DPS true damage, if let's say Zyda doesn't get the perfect full-on combo with the enhanced everything, they can just out-CC you, and that's what they did in that sequence. That's what put them now 1,000 gold ahead, a stolen buff, and a turtle to boot.
They got a whole lot out of that entire exchange, and TLPH playing around the fact that, you know, you were talking about where their damage is at this point of the game, but and that, like we just saw showcased, even if that damage doesn't find its mark right away, they have enough CC and crowd control to make it happen again. And so what does RSG Philippines do against that? How do they play against that? Well, part of this has been the reason why you pick up the Cho is you're going for those pickoffs. But what if he gets picked off? And that's been what's happening. This Light goes in, will get the way of the dragon off before he ends up running back to the turret, still looking for more here. JP finally goes down. Nibor should be able to survive, does get retrieved, but he'll use the guard to heal back up.
All right, that was an early 5v5. That's basically what RSG wants to do. That's their winning image if they can pull it off. Again, a kick started off by Light, the real world manipulation keeping them in place, and then, you know, whoever gets caught by the Raging Sandstorm. Look at this, Light jumps in, finds one, and how unfortunate is it? How unlucky that it's the toughest member of TLPH.
I know, and that's the thing, man, is like, only certain players are going to be able to pull something like that off, Light being one of them, but yeah, it's unfortunate that they couldn't make more happen. But they do slow things down a little bit. Namor, though, less than half health, wants to fight back against Sanford, but ultimately, objective secured again for TLPH. So we're still looking for that fight back, that clap back from RSG Philippines, the Raiders, on what they're going to be able to find. Because even if Light does that again, can they find that kill? Can they cap it off?
Can they finish what they started? Because we've already seen a taste of what RSG wants to do, right? This is what RSG wants to get at. not just willy-nilly fights here and there, because you don't know exactly where Nibor can lay down a smackdown, given that he's building up into a hybrid build. So it's not just burst. Usually when you see Khalids, they, at least in the past, want to build the Heptases, the Blade of Despair. Oh!
There's the implosion already being set up, JP, and now they're going to lock down Irad. He's already gone. And still going to be used. They might sandwich in under the tier 1, but Aqua joins the fight. Is he going to be enough to hold them off? He does have the real world manipulation, and it looks like they'll do just that.
They don't have to push him back. Again, the fact that TLPH have forced a reaction from RSG means they're playing to their tempo, which now explains exactly what's wrong with RSG's lineup right now, or at least the predicament they find themselves in. Much like my long-winded explanations, they have to find their way towards making their game plan work. They have to find the perfect kick, get Nibor in a place where he can deal reliable damage, soak up a little bit too, and Aqua to find the perfect RWM, because if he lays it down and no one's in it, that's a no-go.
And that's part of it. Like, as you were just saying, they have to figure out the whole team fight, or even these skirmishes, but then at the same way, like we just saw, TLPH can just pull back if they want to.
It's so easy for them too. They got Guiding Winds, they got Flickers on Sanford, the Vengeance dash out, JP's got the Sacred Hammers, Zyda's got 6.5 dashes, right? So everybody has a way to get out of RWM, which is, by the way, slowly been working up to become a priority pick. This came out in the twilight of the draft for RSG, which means almost more importantly than even first pick, it's the final pick. It's what they needed to make the draft work. And right now, Aqua's finding it hard to lock it in 6 minutes in.
Yeah, he's having a hard time. It makes you, I know Eve has kind of struggled a little bit as she has been picked up quite a bit, but it's still useful, especially the RWM, once that's used. But I think they just go ahead, Turtle's giving up, TLPH takes the third one of the game, and so that's really what my eyes are on here, is like, how do you utilize this, just the lineup as a whole? If you look at it like face value, you look at RSG's lineup, yeah, it could work. You could see this. But right now they're just defending everything. There's the kick from Light, gonna go in the way of Dragon under the turret. JP will get taken out. So good setup play there from RSG, but again, my question is, do you just keep doing that and hoping that you get back into this game and swing things in your favor?
Zyda's out of position!
Could be a fight here. That's the dashes, that's the guiding wind we're talking about.
If there wasn't a Matilda, it would have been a punish. Now Aqua getting hit.
Re-engage, final slash gonna be used as well. Aqua taken out now, Sanford could be in trouble as well. Can't get away with the guiding wind on that time, and Zyda takes a ton of damage in exchange, and Sanji tries to walk away as well. Here's the fight back from the Raiders as RSG picks up a couple kills.
That's not how you start a team fight. Already, I think Team Liquid were walking in half-cocked. They traded out JP for 2 ults, seemingly. And that's not worth it. Again, if you had a follow-up immediately, sure. If JP maybe found a winning implosion to trade for those 2 or 3 ults, sure. But that wasn't the case. They were still fighting underneath the turret. And that's what's going to allow RSG to trade those early kills, those 3 turtles, into 2 turrets. Joseph, they're winning the side lanes. This is so beneficial for Nibor and Kusei.
And this part where RSG has, in that one team fight, based off what Light has been doing, and I'll say it again, Light's been doing work on the Cho, but so all that has a domino effect. And now you find yourselves where RSG is like actually ready to fight for the Lord. Yeah, they essentially gave up the turtles. They didn't really lock in any of those. You know, maybe they showed face a little bit. But at least for the first Lord, they can be in a position where, okay, we can actually dance and go toe-to-toe with TLPH.
Which is another development in the current meta game. Again, we saw how about 2 or 3 months ago, especially in the advent of the assassin junglers, you don't want to trade out the last turtle. The second to the last turtle, like, those are the ones that ramp you up into a mid-game power spike. Now, I guess RSG showing us that they know the fundamentals of letting go of the first 3 turtles, or well, all of them basically, and trading them out for major objectives, side lanes. These objectives that don't respawn, that open up the map for your cores. And that's what allowed Kusei to go 1-0-3, and even Nibor to go 0-0-5. This is the first time I've actually seen Nibor not die in the first 10 minutes.
We're so used to seeing him play the Edith, man. You know?
We're so used to see him play Patsy, to play the scapegoat. And here, building the full-on tank Khalid that deals some good damage on the clapback, this might be his new power pick.
When did we see the Khalid pop up? Was it just last week?
Last week in the hands of Sanford.
Yeah, the debut pick.
It's a stolen pick.
Oh, there's an implosion.
Excuse me?
JP.
What?
But they're still looking to capitalize on it. Irad goes into the backside, forcing him back a little bit further. The Lord also still up. Sanji finally goes down, and there's the counter comes in.
What?
Nibor's still going to be alive too. He just heals back up through it. And JP going to get run down as well. They're looking for a wipeout here, but Benny doesn't have enough to fight back in RSG. Flips the game on its head and will go down the mid lane.
The Raiders are in the building. 2,000 gold ahead. A turn in mid, a stolen buff. Suddenly, Joseph, the damage profile from TLPH, if you figure out how to soak it in, how to just isolate these many different pieces that make it work, they can't clap back. As soon as that's what confused you. The fact that Nibor was just there like, come on, come on.
Is he gonna, and then he's like, nope, I'm gonna heal up.
Bring it. How is he not gassing out? I mean, that's what you get when you build a full tank Khalid.
It's that quicksand, man. It's
damage reduction, it's heal.
Yeah.
I'm wondering now if anyone from TLPH has healing reduction. Maybe Sanji can build it. Maybe there's a de-ice on JP, or at least on the way.
But even the tenacity plays its part in there. The
For sure.
emblem, right? Like,
there's only so much you can do with heal reduction.
Yeah, and again, he's just like this. Khalid, we're going to see a lot more of, I feel like, especially for some teams, because he's a good enough distraction and even does pretty good damage. Like, he does pretty good damage in the lane, and then even for these team fights.
Save for a massive penalty zone, I think he's just a pound for pound better Terizla.
Yeah, he's faster too.
He's faster too. That's one of the problems with Terizla is he's just wailing away with his massive mallet. And then, all right, wait, give me a sec, bro. I gotta make it to the team fight. Kali's like, all right, give me 2 seconds.
he's just soaring through.
Is that a sound of sand?
You're the sound effect guy, man.
That's
You'll come up with something.
All right, he's got a Radiant armor already, so he's dealing with Zaida, dealing with Sanji. I don't know, de-ice on the way, so he can deal with Benny, kinda, JP as well. Sanji's shields too. All those shields be damned. Oh, here we go!
Gonna force the fight again. Light finding the target. It's JP in trouble. Implosions are gonna be used. With the right into the blazing duet, into the RWM. Irad's still going as well. He's alive. He goes back, but Sanford connects the shot.
1v1!
1v1! Sanford still going. Kosei, not sure if he wants to fight it out. The regen from Sanford.
No, you do not take this. As a ranged combatant, Claude cannot take on Scarlet. No! Oh, wow, all right. You see the veteran wiles of both of these championship side laners. Kusei, the Kumai King, and as well Sanford, the Apex Predator. Dude, that could have resulted in a disastrous one-on-one for either team. Like, if either just went there like, ah!
You bring a gun to a spear fight.
See, like even that, if this was not such a well-bushed area, the Claude would have won, right?
The Claude would have won.
But since, Sanford knows his strengths, he's like, I dare you to come in.
You just
dare
don't know.
you. Clarence, I dare you to come in.
Well, it's funny because all these team fights, they're still so close.
Yes.
Every single team fight we have seen up to this point.
I could have sworn that was RSG's.
And then it wasn't.
Especially with the well-placed and well-timed blazing duet, but not. If you're that tight, if you're that close, and you don't have like a wall or some level of peel, or I guess Nibor did do what he did the first time around.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't happen, then it's closer to 50-50.
Closer to 50-50, but you can also see how like the real-world manipulation from Aqua can still be deadly in those choke points. And TLPH played really good against that, even though being locked down and everything else. And I would say that even JP's implosion was a part of that, which kind of slowed things down a little bit. So ultimately, you come down to this now, where the Lord is up. Both teams are pretty much 50-50 in the team fight, and it's really dependent on who pulls that trigger first.
That's right. JP here doing quite a bit of work, controlling this lower quarter of the Lord Pit. Now the shuffle begins. RSG just asserting their dominance, pushing out any and all TLPH. Here we go!
Already gonna go. Implosion gonna be used with the flicker, and they'll be able to find Aqua, and then get another in Nibor. Shadow Kill already gonna be used too. Light has to get out. There's just way too much damage coming out as it's a triple for Zaida. And TLPH will go ahead and now focus on the mid lane turrets, knowing they have a numbers advantage. Irad tries to delay him a little bit further, but it's just him and Kosei holding on to the base from the full force of the cavalry. Blazing Duet with the Wind of Nature already going to be used, but they still have a minion to push in. They're going to try to delay him as much as they can, but they won't be able to as TLPH takes game 1.
Side up and bursted them, boys. Whew, that's how that happened. Again, the perfect combo of an implosion into the other half. It wasn't just Zaina, it was also Benny.
Yeah.
They all went into an area of that small river that just, you know what, we'll throw it over the